Are you lost and confused as to how to deal with uni? Are you unsure how to get organised and stay organised? Do you feel like your life is an empty void and everything you do is pointless because the universe is so big, and what does it really matter if one assignment is lost or late and you just sort of messy because death is inevitable and never will anyway?
Hi, I'm Kris, your resident president and kick-ass Capricorn of the CSA. Now I know what you're thinking. How does someone like me juggle all the things that I do? I often get told by people I do too much. And to that I laugh, because darling, you can do as much as you want as long as you are organised. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top tricks and tips and my favourite applications that keep me on my game and ready to tackle absolutely anything. So grab your notebook and let's dive in. The first thing we're going to talk about is organisation. I'll say it once more. Organisation. It's the absolute key to everything, and I'm going to show you my top apps for that now.
The first app I'm going to be talking about is Canva. Now, as you can see, I have an own custom background on my laptop to keep myself organized and in check with what I need to do. So right now, I'm just going onto the site and I've picked a random background that I kind of like the color scheme of. And I've gone to the side to elements and I picked shapes. This then, you pick the shape that you like, you pick a light color. I've picked one that molds in with the background quite nice, and I've moved the opacity down to about 30. I then dragged these 6 things across to even out. And now I'm taking the text and I am changing it to personal, in progress, to sort, archives, my go-to folders, and of course finished and to sort. And then I just fix it around and I download it and then I import it, and it's my new background, which I can keep all my files organized on my screen. The next app I'm going to be talking about is called Big Day Countdown, which you can download off the internet. And as you can see, they're just like little windows that float on my desktop and give me a rough estimate of like what's counting down. So I've gone into preferences and I'm creating one now for a imaginary harmony assignment that I have. You can set a time element to have the exact time that it's due and notifications to get for when it is due an hour before. You can make the window transparent, and you can also have a detailed countdown which gives you the exact seconds and minutes left. Of course, you can pick any color and you can make it transparent or solid, and that's it. They sit there until they're done. It's now time for one of my go-to personal favorite apps that I have ever used, and it is, of course, Google Calendar. So I color code everything, as you can probably see by my crazy screen, including my uni timetable, my multiple jobs, basically anything at all. And you can select them or unselect them to be viewed in Google Calendar, as you can see me doing now on the screen. One of my favorite things to do is to create an assignment on here. So again, I got an imaginary harmony assignment and I am putting it underneath my to-do list. And then when it's done, what I do is I actually duplicate that event to the done assignment, and it appears next to it. So I know that that is now done and handed in. And that's a cool way that I like to do it. You can also move them around pretty easily, especially if to reschedule your life, which I often have to do. I'm just now going into settings and preferences, and you can set a description for each one. You can export the calendar. I personally sync my Google Calendar to my Apple Calendar, so it's on my phone and I get the notifications on there as well. And you can share your calendar amongst emails and friends, which is a great thing to have. And I have a calendar for everything. Now, this app is called Itsycal, and it is a calendar app basically for my desktop that sits up in the top bar of my laptop, and basically it imports your Google Calendar into that, so you can quick view it whenever you need to. With preferences here, you can see that you can change the outline at the top of bar to say the day and everything, and you can highlight specific days. I like to highlight the weekends so I don't get confused, and you can see which calendars I've actually synced to that, and it's really cool, really easy, and you can see months and months in advance. This next app is called OneTab, and it is actually an extension for Google Chrome. And basically, you import it and you press it, and it creates one tab of everything you have open, and then you can organize them and move them around, as you can see. You can also delete things once you don't need them, and you can lock them in place so that they don't move, and it's just an awesome app to keep track of tabs, especially when you have those big history assignments to do.
Now, organization is great, but now we really got to talk about my favorite note-taking apps. Because how are you going to get the most aesthetic notes possible? Hello?
It's now time for my favorite thing, Google Drive and Google Docs. So you can see here that my drive is pretty chaotic, but also somehow organized. You can create your own folders and you can share them with whoever you like. They don't actually have to have a Google or Gmail account to share them. I'm going to be showing you just my rep, for example. I share this with my teacher and with my pianist all the time so that they can see it. And you can also share it by just sending people a link to be an editor or viewer, whatever you feel like. And it's really easy to use. Google Docs is the same. It's got a little comment section which allows you to view comments, so you can write down things that you remember, and a contents page on the side that you can click and it'll take you straight to that section. I've also put in my own headings for the aesthetic, and it's just a great place to keep notes. Now, you've probably seen this app all over your YouTube ads, but it is Grammarly and I actually cannot recommend it enough. I have the free version. You don't actually need the paid version for this to be good. So this is their example page, their demo document, if you will, and it just basically just tells you how to write better. The red is for errors and the blue is to like shorten things. And here I am writing a random email to try and show you how it works. It works in any document, including Google Docs and email. And the little red button comes up and it just lets you correct them. It's really easy and I would recommend it, especially if you're writing paper. Now, this app I was really sad I didn't know anything about until third year, but it's called Zotero and it is a Chrome extension as well as an app for your laptop. So I've just found a random document off Google Scholar and I'm highlighting a random quote that I like and I'm clicking the extension to then save it to my library, which saves it directly into the app on your laptop. So they are linked. I'm now opening up the app and you can see that it is saved in there and referenced for when I viewed it, as well as the link to the actual document. And you can input manually books and other documents and anything else you might need, as well as enter ISBN codes from the library, which is a very handy little tool. And you can organize them by folders so that if you have multiple assignments on the go, you can find all your sources at once. And this is such a great app, 10 out of 10, cannot recommend enough, so easy to use and keeps everything in one place.
And now that you've got everything that you need to be organized and do amazing things, it's time to get you on track with some productivity apps.
The first extension that I'm showing you is called Momentum, and basically every time you open a tab, it appears with your name and the time, and you can set your main focus for the day on that page, which stays there all day. It's got a lot of cute features such as the weather and a to-do list, and it shows you inspirational quotes every day, and it's just such a nice positive thing to open a new tab to. The background also changes, and you can opt for when that changes. I think I have mine for every day, but you can do it like every hour if that's your thing. I love that the to-do list stays there when you open a new tab until you close it, and it's just really easy and a really simple productive app to use. The next app I'm showing you is an extension app for Chrome, but also a phone app actually, and it is called Forest, and it allows you to plant little trees as you're productive. So it's got a block list which lets you block all the sites that distract you, and an allow list so you can put like specific YouTube videos that you need to view. And on the app you can do the same, have the timer, and then once you have grown a certain amount of trees, you can find all your data there and you can build your own little forest, which is super cute. The app does cost $2, but it's too cute not to get. The last app that I'm showing you is actually a mood tracker, and it's called Cough Feelings, and it's a little coffee themed app which lets you track your mood for each day. As you can see, this is a fairly new app to me, but I think it's super cute and it's a great way to check how you're doing mentally. You can write little notes in there and you can change the color theme, and it's just such a nice app to have as an extension on Chrome that focuses on your mental health.
And that's all of it. They are my favorite apps that let me do 10,000 things on the go at once. I hope this helps, and as always, my inbox is open and all the products that I talked about today are free and are listed below in the description, so please feel free to check them out. If you have any apps that I have missed or apps that are your favorite that you want to tell me about and other people about, pop them in the comments below. Have a great day!